Welcome to the Degenerate Nation podcast. We're here. I'm not quite feeling it this evening, but we got to keep this streak of, 35 days in
38, 37.
38.
38.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
38 days in a row. I got this. I'm going to carry us. I'm going to carry us across the threshold.
It's, what is it? It's 9:37 on Saturday night.
Yes.
The 9th. May 9th, 2020. The end of week 8 of quarantine here. And I was ready for bed. I ate some Taco Bell just now.
Yeah.
It scratched the itch. Like, I had texted them, like, it ain't gonna happen tonight, man. I'm sorry to break the streak. Then I ate some Taco Bell. Got some Mountain Dew in me. And I think I can go 10 minutes of adequate.
I think so, too. I believe in you. I believe in you so much. And also, on a related note, Patrice has a yeast infection, so he wasn't able to back up anyways. So I was like, you know what? I thought to myself, am I going to have to dust off the Putin poetry and do that again? Like, write a Putin poem and, like, do some Putin stuff? It was going to come down to Putin. You saved me from having to do Putin tonight.
Yeah. Hey, unrelated segue.
Yeah.
Did you ever check out that Tori Amos song?
Oh, yeah. Tori Amos, China. It's called China?
It's called China.
Yeah.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I listened to the first half of it.
That's all you need. Doesn't it sound like the perfect quarantine song?
It was the perfect quarantine song, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
You know what's not the perfect quarantine song? American Pie on repeat.
Oh, God. I think I might end it. I might kill myself.
Yeah, I would.
Be stuck listening to that song forever.
What if they just blasted out, like, instead of the Purge noise, it was the music from the Purge, it's just that on repeat, on, like, ice cream trucks going by and stuff?
See, the major thing I hate about that song is that it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah. It does. Like, because and it's so long, and you can't, and you never hear it at your own discretion, so it's always somewhere else you can't leave.
You can always leave. There's always a choice. That's why I never rely on people to give me a ride. That's why I always.
It's a single reason.
Well, one is I always have an escape route, but the reason is potentially just for American Pie. I hate that song.
I've driven you before, but I've also let you drive my car when I just don't feel like it.
See, now, if you drive me, that's fine. Because I know I can always just get out and call, and I will pay money for a ride.
That's true.
I will never be stranded. Now I'm in a position. I have a bit more financial security where if you take me somewhere, I know I can call and pay money and get someone to take me home whenever I want.
I remember one time because even to the tail end of my drinking days, I didn't really have that luxury. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew I had to really think about it. And be like, ooh, I should stop drinking because I don't think I can afford the $45. I spent $15 at the bar on 2 drinks, and the rest were my friend, like, you know which friend I'm talking about, like, enabled me and bought me drinks. Mm-hmm. Plays in our turkey bowl. And then it would be like, ooh, I don't know about this. Can we just walk this off so I don't have to admit that I can't spend $45? And I remember one time, this is good. I got a ticket in Arlington by the IHOP because I just parked illegally at the IHOP, and me and Wright and partner went to Wright. And I come back, and I'm like 23 or something, and my car is gone, and it was towed. And I realized, like, to save $1 or $5 tops, I parked, like, pretending like I was at the IHOP. And then I got towed, and my dad had to give me bailing us out. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. And he's just, like, glaring at me the whole time, or just like the sigh.
Well, that was probably not the first, and definitely not the last time you've been towed. I've taken you to 2 tow lots.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've been towed.
Yeah.
One time was when neither of us realized that your old place had the 11 was it 11 o'clock cutoff or something?
Yeah, they changed it from 12 to 11.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know.
No, I wasn't mad at you. It was more like, oh.
Yeah. And then one time you were hitched up on the tow truck, and because it was my birthday, the guys just let you the car down.
He did?
Or something. Yeah, remember? Your car was, like, getting towed. and I ran in to get money, and I came back out, and you're like, no, he just let it go.
I talked someone out of it and blacked out talking someone out of towing my car. Dude, I'm amazing.
Yeah. You did. It was great.
I don't need this to validate anymore. Let's just quit. I didn't know I just fucking talked somebody out of that.
Yeah.
I wish I was good as talking people into things as I was at talking them out of it.
Yeah, I think that was the WrestleMania 30 night. Oh no, that wasn't. I think it was a WrestleMania evening though.
Oh yeah, because I brought a girl to the WrestleMania 30 night.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite WrestleManias.
That was awesome.
Can we just make this a wrestling podcast?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
That was rough though. I mean, the Undertaker and just the shock, and then I remember looking over at her and be like, everything about this is so subdued right now. You should be crying. If you were my soulmate, you'd be crying right now. And I'm like, why am I thinking that? So many mixed emotions that night.
You teased me about how crushed I was that the Undertaker lost.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe it.
I was crushed too, to be honest. I was just on the fringes of that, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was crushed.
And we went to, was it Raw?
Yeah.
Well, like the week before to like prepare us.
Yeah, 2 weeks before, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a picture of me doing the yes thing with the Mountain Dew shirt that I had from the Turkey Bowl that went to overtime. Yeah, that was fucking great. Daniel
Bryan had a hell of a night.
He did.
He beat the Undertaker, and then he beat the triple threat match with Batista and Randy Orton or something.
I think it was Randy Orton. Yeah.
Oh, that was the best.
Boy, it'd be great to tag this with wrestling stuff, and except that no one's watching wrestling right now because there's no crowd and people are freaked out.
It still happened. WrestleMania was okay. It was interesting. They filmed like Undertaker fought AJ Styles, and it was like at a barn, and it was filmed like a scary movie. It was wacky.
Nice. They're creative people. You know, Freddie Prinze Jr. was like a writer for them for a while.
Yeah, sure. The what's his name? Dude from Smashing Pumpkins is doing AEW. The
Billy Corgan?
Yeah.
Is he wrestling?
No, he loves wrestling and is like the head of creative over there, or he was going to be.
That is so weird.
Yeah, Chris Jericho's over there. He's like the top guy.
Is there a guy named the Everlasting Gaze?
Maybe. Not that I know of. Not
or
yet.
Elephant Man or something, or like, something like a Melancholy and Infinite Sadness song. Yeah. Some type of reference to that. Zero. Mr. Zero. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Emptiness is loneliness, and loneliness is cleanliness, and cleanliness is godliness, and God is empty, just like me.
So, like, thinking about that as an adult now, like, that guy was, I don't know, in his late 20s, mid-20s.
Yeah.
And just, like, what a bunch of bullshit all that stuff is.
Which stuff?
All of it. All those lyrics. All that shit I think about as an adult who's satisfied, and I go, what a loser.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about a lot of, like, the grunge-era music. Like, you whiny kid, what are you so bitter about?
What about Nirvana? Pearl Jam? I thought you liked Pearl Jam.
Yeah, I like Pearl Jam, sure.
They're less whiny.
But I also don't register lyrics that well.
What, are you slow?
He at least tells a story that's not about him and not about just being whiny.
Emptiness is loneliness, and loneliness.
I also didn't realize until like last week that the dude from Alice in Chains' name was not Lance Daly, but
Lane Staley. Yeah.
Staley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no wonder. No wonder he's a whiny bitch. His name's Lane.
He wasn't a whiny bitch.
That's the name of a major appliance.
They were awesome. They're the best one of the crew. I think Pearl Jam might be second. Them or Soundgarden. I think Pearl Jam has more great songs than Soundgarden does, so I'm going to go with probably Pearl Jam second. But I know we've talked about that before off mic.
I'm going to go with the band that still has a leading frontman who didn't kill himself. and I'm gonna go with Pearl Jam. That's the best.
By
Not
Come So...
Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Not Nirvana. Who's still alive? Yep, Pearl Jam.
Just Eddie
They
Vedder.
win. Just Eddie Vedder.
Because if you throw, because I don't think Smashing Pumpkins isn't truly grunge. You know.
No, I mean if you're thinking Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden,
And they throw
I'll put Pearl Jam
STP in there a lot of
better.
times. Pearl Jam's definitely grunge, and then they like expanded beyond that because they survived. Like you said, like Alice in Chains still does grunge, but it's a different singer. It's still awesome, and they're great. Their peak, I think, is higher than the other ones' peaks, but like fucking yeah, Pearl Jam is just so steady. It's like, how can you... And Eddie Vedder is cool as shit, seems like. He wrote that song about the Cubs. Like, he was friends with Ernie Banks. Like, come on. He's just, like, he cares about all the places that he's been from or lived in. Chicago, San Diego, he was a surfer there, and he probably has fond memories of struggling and being... and surfing. And then, being in Seattle and wherever the fuck he lives now. Probably Seattle or something.
Yeah.
He can live wherever he wants now.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, and most of those guys in Pearl Jam turned out all right. They're still together, which is great. I mean, we would totally imagine at that age. And Pearl Jam was a little older actually, but than the other ones when they started. But
Yeah.
can you imagine all the access to all that shit? And you're sitting there tasked to write about your feelings or like awful stories from the newspaper in the case of like Jeremy, and it's like what do you do during your downtime when there's no... It's the 90s and there's no like internet hasn't really started yet, and you can go to bars, you can go practice with your band, but when you're not doing things like that, what are you gonna do? Like, that's why these people go into these holes, because they start with holes in their hearts anyways, in their brains, and then they get down the road and like get a little success, and I'm like, I still want to do heroin or whatever, like, or I still want to bang every groupie until I, my penis falls off or something. Like, it's tough. It's tough in any artistic medium because you don't have like a set, like a hardcore schedule. Like, Stephen King writes every day, like, Monday through Friday, like, 8 hours, supposedly.
Yeah.
He cranks stuff out, so maybe you believe it. But, like, most people, like, even the ones that are successful, don't adhere to that degree. And so it would be so fucking hard to have that much success that quickly, even if you were, like, 28, like Eddie Vedder was. 27, 28 when Alive came out, in 10.
So is this your attempt at Stephen Kinging? Just 38 podcasts in 38 years?
Yeah. I'll start to go crazy like dude from what's his face? What's the character's name in The Shining? Jack Torrance?
Sure.
This is my Jack Torrance project.
Have we talked on air about the concept of recasting a movie with one Muppet character?
No, where'd you get that from? Reddit?
I think so.
Oh, interesting.
So, pick a movie and you replace any character in that movie with any Muppet. And the movie stays the same, it's shot the same, the dialogue's the same, the character's the same.
American Psycho Beaker.
So Christian Bale becomes Beaker?
Yeah, with the fucking business card scene, and he's just staring at the card like Cerulean Bone. And he's just like... Just the sledgehammer or whatever he killed, or the axe or whatever he kills Paul Allen with in Paul Allen's apartment. It's
pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. What about you, man?
Oh, Requiem of a Dream and replacing, what's her name with Miss Piggy?
Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly with Miss Piggy.
Oh my god. I can't do a Miss Piggy voice. Can you?
Oh, Kermit!
That was so bad. Kermit,
Kermit
it's
the
double.
Frog.
It's double-sided.
Double ass. Yeah.
Yeah, double vag, double ass. It's Good times. Yeah, I can. I mean, I can do Elmo. I don't know which movie. What movie should Elmo be in? It's got to be something
Scarface
sick.
with Elmo. Say hello to my little friend.
That was Teddy Ruxpin right there.
Yeah, whatever.
What was it? Oh yeah. Well, let me try to do this line. It's the one where he's and he's in the hot tub. You know what I'm talking about?
First, you get the money.
No. That's another one. He's just like his wife comes in and he's like annoyed that she's there, and he's like, okay, so.
You sat around? Wait for me to come home and fuck you?
First, you get the money.
Yeah.
Then you get the power.
Then you get the women. Then you get the women.
Yeah, pussy. That's better. And he's like, this is like,
Say goodnight to the bad guy. You're not gonna see a bad guy like this around again.
remember when he's all drunk in the restaurant? So I'm writing a gangster movie, and like we're gonna have a couple of homages of that type of stuff, where it's just like clear nods to Scarface, but not things that don't make sense, like him not wanting the kid to die. I'm like, that didn't make much sense.
Give me a Kermit one. What's a good one for Kermit?
Oh, for Kermit?
Yeah.
These are good, man. I mean, it's got to be something that's like a little 7.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog here. What's in the box? What's in the box?
No, the box. Yeah.
What's in the box?
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. I don't know any of the other ones is like Animal, I guess. What are you being like?
I don't know.
Those are the 4 funniest
ones. I think
ones.
if you put Gonzo in a movie, it would improve the movie. If Gonzo and Rizzo, I've been watching a lot of Muppets lately, so
yeah.
That's fresh in my mind.
Which one's Rizzo?
Those two are hilarious. Rizzo is the rat. He's in the movies.
Oh yeah. He should have been in the fucking Muppet Babies is legit. We used to watch the shit out of that show.
Yeah, it's back. My kids watch it.
It's
all like computer generated now.
Computer generated Muppets? That's pretty good.
It's pretty dope, yeah.
Dang, dude, that and DuckTales. I mean, I ruined DuckTales for myself, but
DuckTales is back too.
I saw part of it. I don't know if it was at your place or somewhere else.
Donald Glover's one of the voices.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
That guy gets around, man. He fucks.
Yeah, I've been watching Community.
Do you like it?
Yeah, pretty good.
I watched most of it. I didn't see I saw 1 through 3, I think, pretty religiously.
Yeah, I think season 4 is when Dan Harmon gets fired and the writers leave, and it sucked, and then he came back for the 5th one, and then it got canceled, and then Yahoo picked it up or something.
Yeah, Yahoo picked it up.
It's all on Netflix, so it's becoming popular again. So you should tag this Community.
Oh, yeah. And I've been told to watch Rick and Morty. I've seen the pilot, and I really liked it, but it was one of those things that I didn't see any... I don't watch a lot of TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to watch the rest of BoJack Horseman, and I want to... No, just not right now in the pandemic. I mean, just now and in general. It's whatever. I'll try to make my stuff. I don't need to watch other people do it right now.
Right. I don't know if you like Futurama, but
yeah.
Disenchanted is it's on Netflix. It's Matt Groening, and it's like fantasy, whereas Futurama was sci-fi. This one's fantasy-based, and it's pretty good.
Is Matt Groening show?
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's a master, man. That guy's got fucking bank too.
Yeah, and it's all the same voices of what's the guy?
Futurama.
The guy does Bender. He's
Yeah.
fucking hysterical.
Oh, Bender's a great character.
Oh, so good. I love Futurama.
That made me cry twice.
Oh yeah, I think 3 or 4 times. The final episode made me cry. Where his dog dies made me cry. Where
the dog,
many episodes made me cry.
Well, he realizes he'll never see his brother because... does he see his brother in the past? They go in the past or something, or...
No, he thinks his brother stole his lucky 4-leaf clover, and it's a whole thing.
Okay.
Watch the
I need to check. Anything that makes me cry, I'm on board for. That shit's legit. Like Huck Finn made me cry when I was a kid. The movie version, the Disney movie version, because they were gonna hang Jim. I just started bawling.
Yeah.
Kid, I was like
Did that
15.
have Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
That was
JTT in that?
that was Tom Sawyer.
Oh, was it Devon Sawa?
Yeah,
Gotta be one of the two.
I think it was like Devon Sawa or something. But it was what's his face, the Frodo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's his name?
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood. Why? I just couldn't think of it. I wasn't like, I don't know who that fucking clown is. No, I like that guy. Seems pretty nice.
Everyone likes him. He's so likable.
Yeah, he's just a likable little hobbit.
Even when he was in Sin City as a creep,
yeah,
he was still like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, you're not a pederast or whatever he was in that.
Yeah.
He was just a creepy, rapey guy, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he a cannibal or something?
Huh?
Wasn't he like a cannibal?
I don't remember, man. That was a weird flick.
Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't really for me. Comic books
I remember
come to
watching
life.
it, and I dug it, but it was kind of weird.
It was definitely weird as shit. It was fucking bizarre. So who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
I don't know, man. That's a tough call. That's tough. I mean, I got a lot of top people, and they're all pretty much all from the Attitude Era.
Yeah, Attitude Era was legit.
Yeah, I mean, Mick Foley was one of my favorite.
/ Mankind / Dude
Love / Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Triple H. I'm a big Triple H fan.
He's probably I think that him and The Rock were the best ones. And I think the fact that the longevity that Triple H has had going into management and stuff, and being the surrogate for the future for what's his face, Vince McMahon. I think I think you got to give him that. I think you go Hulk, Hogan, just because of the sheer popularity that he brought to it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're making the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers, Hulk Hogan's on there.
Triple H, The Rock.
You gotta put Stone Cold on. I mean, if you're talking Mount Rushmore, you put Stone Cold on there.
Stone Cold.
He wasn't the best wrestler.
No, he wasn't. I'm just like if you get 5 stars for this, Undertaker. Yeah. I mean, we're putting a 10 on there. I guess we're gone past 4 now. Yeah. Vince McMahon has to be on there just in general.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So that's 6 if you include Vince McMahon. What's his face? Woo! What's his name?
Ric Flair. Oh yeah, Ric Flair is probably the greatest of all time.
The Nature Bear, Nature Boy, Nature Bear. That would be my. I just cover myself in honey and make people like body slam when I'm covered in honey. That would be my
I think
wrestler.
Ric Flair's only mistake was retiring 7 times. I think that was a little too many times.
Why did he retire?
He retired too many times. He retired, then he ran out of money, so he came back, and then he retired, and then he ran out of money, and he came back, and he retired. He's kind of a degenerate. That's part of his problem.
Yeah, he seems like a total degenerate.
I love Ric Flair. I used to work in a restaurant in Charlotte that he'd come into, and because he's from Charlotte, and we'd see him in there, and so everyone in the kitchen would be going, "Woo! Woo!" Just doing Ric Flair quotes, like a blonde, brunette, and a redhead just walked out of my dressing room, and all they could say was, "Woo! I just made love to the Nature Boy."
Woo! Woo!
So the whole time in the kitchen we're doing it, then it's like 1 a.m. we're cleaning up the kitchen, and he pops his head back into the kitchen and just goes, "Woo!"
He did?
We all just, yeah, it was the best. It was the greatest. It's the greatest. He was drunk, just his whole face is red just because he's been just drinking at the bar for 4 hours or something. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds really fun. Life. Yeah, it sounds really fun. I mean, your part, maybe not his part. Maybe that you're just like fucking like going back there and you're like 60 years old and you're going back to
That's exactly what it was.
To like 23 and younger old like kitchen people. Kitchen folk.
It was the highlight of my career. Really.
Didn't you cook for like Tom Hanks and Morgan Freeman and shit?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, Morgan Freeman, Sissy Spacek, Tommy Chong, that dude from Sideways.
Paul Giamatti?
There you go.
What does Paul Giamatti eat? That guy's great, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what he ate.
Was he nice?
I know that Morgan Freeman had vegetable lasagna.
God eats
Vince
vegetable
Neil,
lasagna.
oh, the whole Motley Crue gang came in.
What? Tommy, what's his face?
Tommy Lee, yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't hanging out. Vince Neil just sat at the bar and hung out drinking white wine, and he had like spinach and goat cheese salad. It wasn't even on the menu. He just asked if he could get like a spinach salad with goat cheese, and the bartender came back. He's like, "It's for Vince Neil," thinking that it would sway me, and it did. I mean, I would have made it for pretty much anyone. Because that one, like the bartender asked, but I was like, Vince Neil, really? I figured you just want like, you know, like a raw steak with cocaine on it or something. But like I brought it out to him, and I was talking because it was like, you know, a Thursday at like 3:30 or something
in the afternoon,
and I just stood there and talked to them because I was talking with the bartender watching like, you know, Sports Center or something, and he's like, "Hey man, what do you think about this?" And it was like he had this manila envelope with or folder with like papers in it, and it was a concept art for the label for a wine bottle that he was producing. And he's like, "Which label do you like better?" I was like, "This one." He's like, Cool. Thanks, man." He was really nice. I have like the most positive things to say about Vince.
You're like the one person that has no possible like. There's no universe in which Vince Neil has ever been a douchebag or anything even neutral. He's like, "Oh, he was lovely. He drank white wine. I made a spinach and goat cheese sandwich or salad for him. He was not hanging around with the rest of the degenerates, and he has a lovely wine label now, and I helped."
Yeah, I watched that movie. I forget what the movie. It was a shitty movie, but it was like the Motley Crue story, and it was like on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it was called, but
Hot Tub Time Machine.
I'm like, that's not the Vince I know.
Right? That's great, man.
Yeah.
God, yeah. I think my best run-in was definitely the Michael Madsen.
Oh yeah.
When so, for my listeners, two of them, I had an old project that I was working on. I wrote, and then I was hooked up with some young guys that were like trying to produce it with me, and we're like, all right, we can fucking do that. And then we were one step ahead of the game, so we didn't have the money yet, but allegedly there was going to be some money. Or something, I don't know. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll get somebody. I'm going to get Michael Madsen. Let's see if we can get Michael Madsen. And sure enough, I get a call from somebody he's like, "Yeah, I'm such, like, Michael Madsen's, hold for Michael Madsen." Or like, "Can I have him call you or whatever?" I was like, yeah, okay. And one day I get a call from a blocked number, and I just like, "Hello." Like, "Hey, is this Andy?" "It's Michael Madsen." It's like, "Whoa, cool, man. What's happening?" And we just talked. It was bullshit. And I talked to him, I think, 2 or 3 times. And then one thing he said was like, he's like, "Yeah, it's like, hey, the money is there. You know, we might have something, you know." Because he just doesn't give a fuck. He was just trying to, he's a working actor. He's trying to make money for his family. He's like, and the first time I talked to him, he's like, "Hold on, I got to call you back later. My kid's beating the shit out of me." And he hung up. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he calls me, like, maybe a couple days later, and we were shooting the shit about him and Harvey Keitel and some other people. And I was like, "Oh, interesting. He's talking about fucking Harvey Keitel." "Yeah, Harvey, yeah." And he then was like, "You know, Andy, you're a young guy, right?" I was like, "Yeah, kinda, yeah. I mean, yeah." And he's like, "You know, there's a lot of shit in this business. I've done a lot of shit in this business. It's like, you know, it's like you gotta go through a lot of shit." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." And so I want to get him in something because I have fond memories of talking to this dude. He was fucking awesome. And I could see why, like, Tarantino had such a hard-on for him.
Yeah.
Because he's great. Like, he was just really cool to talk to. He's just like, "Yeah, I want some money. You know, that's fine. I'll do your project."
Yeah.
So now, it's like, I found out something that's like, if there's any money whatsoever, you can get actors and directors and producers on board like that. Maybe not right now during the fucking pandemic, but when you can't produce anything. But, like, there's a will, there's a way. And by will, I mean money. Cash money.
people do things for money?
Oh yeah. No, but I mean, there was no like solidified thing. He was just like letting me know if there was, like, yeah, he'd do it.
Yeah.
You know, like, but
Money.
just to secure a spot, really, it's probably like, what? I gotta work for a week and fucking get $100,000. Because I had said like a budget idea. I was like, okay, I bet this would be enough to get a legit actor or two on board with this, you know. And yeah, it turns out it completely would have been. So I learned a lot.
There you go.
Haven't applied it in 11 years, but I've learned a lot.
Well,
12
yeah.
years, whatever it was. Oh yeah. All right, bye.